What already? Alright, I think we need to make today's live the multi-guest. Hi Lataya, thanks for being here. Please share the live, everybody. Today we're going through the things that the JTC bill claim that they are hoping to achieve. I want it to be a multi-guest setting today so that persons can come on and share their points, ask questions to get the information about the bill. I have read the bill thoroughly, so I think I can give some information, clarification where needed, and help people to understand what is going on. Essentially, I want Jamaica to understand that this bill is a lie. This bill is purporting that it will improve Jamaica's education system, and that is a lie. There is no feature, no facet of this bill that can be proven, substantiated as something that will directly result in any kind of improvement to the Jamaican education system. I'm also purporting that the persons, all of the teachers who signed up for these things, are somewhat challenged intellectually because they are making mindless decisions. We are supposed to be teaching students to make intelligent, informed decisions. And I am certain that they have signed up for this thing without the information necessary for us to say that they made an informed decision. Also, the fact that they do not know what the JTC or the Ministry of Education or the government of Jamaica considers behavior that is fit and proper for a teacher means that they do not know what they are agreeing to by signing up for the Jamaica Teaching Council. They simply signed up because of the scam that this JLP gang employed. What scam? It is the scam where they went around Jamaica. The government paid them to do it even before this thing was legitimized, so it is still not law. But yet the government of Jamaica started this Jamaica Teaching Council, and they had a number of persons that the government is paying. What did they pay them to do? They paid them to go around Jamaica to all the schools and tell the teachers that this thing that they are doing is going to improve Jamaica's education system. They went on to tell these teachers that they are to sign up for this Jamaica Teaching Council if they want to help in this improvement. And when teachers started asking questions that they couldn't answer, they resorted to this simple tactic. They promised teachers the pay that they would get a pay increase. So instead of getting your normal teacher salary, if you sign up for this thing and then sign up to be a master teacher, they would pay you the salary of a vice principal for at least 3 years. That's what they did. That is a scam. Why is it a scam? Because they know that they're paying teachers slave wages to practice this profession in Jamaica. They know that teachers will want to jump to increase their salary. But what they have to do first, in order to get that vice principal salary, they have to first sign up for the Jamaica Teaching Council. And after signing up for the Jamaica Teaching Council, then afterwards, they have to apply to become a senior, a master teacher. And after signing up and then applying, it is just the council's decision to say, yes, this person is a master teacher, that will have the government increase your pay from a regular teacher pay to the vice principal pay. But check it now. How many teachers in Jamaica fell for that scam and registered for the Jamaica Teaching Council? And when you get that number, I want you to compare it with the number of teachers in Jamaica that to date have been confirmed master teachers. And you're going to find a significant imbalance in those numbers. What you're going to find is that thousands of teachers in Jamaica took the bait, took the trick, fell for the scam, and signed up for the Jamaica Teaching Council. And of the thousands of teachers that signed up for it, what number was actually made master teachers? They have that number under wraps. So I don't want them to say I'm spreading fake news. But I heard from good sources that the number might be less than 10. Less than 10 across the entire island. Teachers who were actually confirmed master teachers and started getting the money. Why? You need something to make the scam work. And that is what this dangling of the vice principal pay was. You want the teachers to be motivated to sign up for the Jamaica Teaching Council. So you had to dangle a prize, a carrot, for the donkey to follow. And all the teachers that signed up for the Jamaica Teaching Council, I posit today that these people are, I won't disrespect my colleagues by calling them animals or making any animal reference to them, but I'm going to say their actions prove that they are less than intelligent in their function, in their operation as a human being. Because these people, they cannot tell us, they cannot tell you what is the Jamaica Teaching Council's definition of the behavior or the standard that makes an individual fit and proper to be a teacher. Here is the Jamaica Teaching Council website. We can go on all of the links. I can click on every single link on this website, and nowhere on it can you find any information about the description, the definition, the statement as to what actions, what behavior will qualify or make a teacher fit and proper to be a teacher. But this is the standard that teachers will be held to in order to be a certified, licensed practitioner in the education system if this bill becomes law. Now, how do you sign a contract that says you will live up to this standard when you don't know what the standard is? So I posit that all of the teachers that signed up for this thing are operating at a less than intelligent level in their actions. I think those teachers are the persons who are the problem with this education system. I think all the teachers who signed up for this council should be banned from the profession, because we should be teaching the students to make informed, intelligent decisions. And if you can't tell me what that contract is holding you to, then you cannot prove to me that you made an intelligent decision. Now here's what I'm saying. As a teacher in Jamaica, I first want to say my personal position is that if a teacher, whether male or female, should abuse the position, that delicate position of being the teacher, the influence, the advisor to students, and ever abuse, molest, or in any way hurt, harm a child, I think your head is what the government should be seeking. I think you should be sent straight to the gallows. If a person is a sexual predator and that person goes to a school and molests someone's child, I think they should go to prison and never be released. Good? Now, with that out of the way, I am going to say that is the only thing in the act that I think will result in an improvement of the education system. The only part. Because what this bill is purporting is that they're going to have a sexual offenders registry, and if you are convicted of a sexual offense in Jamaica, then they're going to write down your name, and when they write down your name, they are going to send that name to the council, and the council will keep those names, and those persons will not be allowed to get employment as teachers, coaches, or instructors in Jamaica. I applaud that effort. So let's get that out of the way. Here's what I'm saying. No. You don't need to create a council, a public body that is going to charge all teachers for registration, license fees, dues, monthly dues, in order to get that done. Because every case that is tried in Jamaica must have a clerk of the court present. So the clerk of the court can simply put the information that they have about the person's conviction in a document, put it in an email, and send it to the Jamaica Teaching Council. After after looking at the 19 points, the 19 functions, I say I want to have the information on the screen when I'm making each of these points. So let me just bring up the Jamaica Teaching Council bill, and I'm going to say, look here now, subject to the provisions of this act, the functions of the council shall be, and they're going to have from A to F. Let us go through from A to F, and I'm going to prove to you that almost all of these 19 points, one person, one young lady or a male, can sit at a desk with one computer that has internet access and complete almost all of the 19 points that they claim that this entire council is going to be fulfilling, or those purposes or functions that this council is going to be serving. Let's look at them. Register and license teacher. Now, I want you to understand, to register a teacher simply means to write down the name. Writing down the name. That's A. B. Grant authorization to teach. That is the same thing, you know. You write down the name. The license will probably just be a little piece of those paper thing that you put in the plastic sleeve and you give people like NIS cards. One person still doing it, one machine. So that that person just registered you because they write the name in the book and they gave you that thing. So that you got the license. Grant authorization to teach. That license is the authorization to teach. Now, whether the license is the authorization of a teacher or an instructor or a coach, it still means a license. Good? So that one person is still doing it. Here, C. C says, investigate the fitness to teach of any person who is or who is seeking to be registered and licensed or granted authorization to teach under this act. No, that part gets tricky now. When you check what they have doing now to the teachers who are registering, you are the ones who have to go and get police record. You are the ones who submit it to them. So this does not even require the agency having someone doing these checks or doing this investigation. I want Jamaica to understand that, you know. Let's go further. Determine the eligibility requirements for 1. Registration as a teacher, the grant of a license, or the grant of an authorization to teach, because there is a difference. C. Determine the categories of teachers to be registered, teachers to be licensed, and persons who are eligible to be granted authorization to teach. So you see, even that part about authorization to teach, that opens another can of worms that we might need to talk about, you know. Because a person can be unqualified, untrained, but they come to Jamaica and listen to this now that is in this bill, you know. They can still teach. They will still get access to your children as long as they're doing it for free. As long as they're not collecting money. But a person, a Jamaican, cannot even teach their own children or their family members as long as they're going to get any kind of compensation from someone for doing it. So your sister cannot give you a drink of water or a bottle of juice for teaching your niece or nephew, and even if you are a registered teacher, unless you get this license from this council. I posit that is extortion. Let's continue. Again, I have not found something that cannot be done from that one person at the one desk. And we are at E. Let's go further. F. Keep and maintain the registers of teachers and the roll of instructors. Still one person, not true? Still the one person sitting at the one desk with that computer can do all of this. And I'm at F. G. Regulate the practice of the teaching profession. And all that means is to say yes or no to the people who applies for these licenses. That's all it means. So still, one person can complete all of the functions that I've explored so far from one computer around one desk. Ensure the maintenance of the professional standards by registered teachers, licensed teachers, and instructors. Now, here's my question. How is that one person, or 100, or 1,000 person going to ensure the maintenance of professional standards by these teachers, by the persons who get registered? Here's my question. If Jeffrey Epstein, and I'm hoping that everybody knows who Jeffrey Epstein is. Good? Jeffrey Epstein, that person, if he was to come to Jamaica and apply for the permission to teach, how is it if let's say that Jeffrey Epstein as not the main Jeffrey Epstein or the one that died recently. Let's take that Jeffrey Epstein as somebody with a Jeffrey Epstein mind. And we take that person, they apply for it if they have never had a conviction, and they're at a school. What in that bill will stop that person from exercising the folly, the wrong, the negative that is in their mind? Nothing. So that statement already is madness. Because the council cannot prevent someone. It cannot ensure that person maintain these standards. They'll collect the money. They will give them the license. But then it will be up to the individual to act when that individual is on the plan. So this council cannot show me how they will ensure that persons don't do any of the action that they claim that this bill is being made to prevent. So let's continue. Develop and maintain, adapt, or incorporate and apply a professional learning framework to support and promote the continuing professional development of registered teachers, licensed teachers, and instructors in consultation with the bodies engaged in the teacher development. Now look at what that. All of that is nothing, because all of that is telling you that they will be planning with maybe the ministry, with maybe some teachers, with maybe some principals, with maybe some parents, and they will be planning some things that they think teachers should do in order to maintain or develop their professional standards. The teachers who signed up already have not a clue about what these actions can be. When you're making a law should be direct, a law should be specific, a law should be telling persons exactly what you are looking out for. This statement is so ambiguous that nobody knows what they have in their minds. But yet thousands of teachers signed up for it. But again, one person can still do that from one desk in one office somewhere. Let's continue. Give oversight, development, and deliver professional development programs and activities in relation to the professional standards and code of ethics established by the council in consultation with stakeholders in the education sector. Now again, look here again now, These professional standards that they have, that teachers should hold or maintain in order to be considered good and fit to be a teacher, is nowhere to be found. We can go back to the council website, and I'm explaining to you that I have clicked every single tab, every single link on the Jamaican Teaching Council website, and it cannot be found. I've been to seminars with the JTA, and I have asked them, JTA, you have information as to what the JTC considers the code of ethics for a teacher or whatever, and they don't have it. The JTA has their own code of ethics. And the JTA is begging the Jamaican government that is steamrolling this bill to be a part of the conversation in the future about what they are going to be saying they expect as the professional standard for teachers in Jamaica. But yet thousands of teachers already signed up. Yet the JTA is not telling teachers to avoid signing up. Today on Primetime News, Dana Morris Dixon, or today in the post-cabinet press briefing, Dana Morris Dixon could be heard saying that there is a moratorium. For those who don't know what that means, there will be a 2-year time that they don't bring this bill into law. So after they pass it as law, teachers still going to have 2 years where they can just don't disregard it and pay attention and brush it off for the rubbish it is for 2 years after they sign it into law. So no police officers will be locking up anybody for 2 years after they claim that this important thing comes into law. This thing that is going to so greatly improve Jamaica's education system can still wait for 2 years after this JLP gang passes it into law this year, 2025. That alone should raise questions in your mind. But let's continue. We have J. Give oversight. Oh, I read J already. Right, J is what I just read. That professional standards and code of ethics that is to be established by the council. K, ensure that registered teachers, licensed teachers, and instructors continue to meet the eligibility requirements for registration as teachers, for licensing to practice as teachers, or for the grant of an authorization to teach as the case may be. Good? and I am now at L. Monitor and ensure the compliance of registered teachers, licensed teachers, and instructors with the condition of, listen to the conditions, 1. Registration, licensing, and authorization to teach as the case may be. That was already said, you know. But this part is for monitoring. So after they do it, after they give you the license, they're going to monitor that you keep your license. They're going to monitor that you have your license. That will be nothing. Same one person sitting at the desk in one office somewhere can do that. They are also going to be monitoring for the professional standards. So this is saying what they call professional standards today or next week when they pass the bill might be different from what they consider as professional standards next week or next year. Good? So what they are considering professional standards might change. I want teachers to consider some history now. What if it is that one of their conditions of professional standard is that maybe a teacher has to be married to join the profession? Because remember that when the churches were in charge of the schools, that was one of the conditions, you know. I wonder if our teachers are familiar enough with their history to know that that is not propaganda GlenBishop is spreading. I wonder if our teachers know that. What is it? What if it is that they are going to say that in order for you to be good at fit and proper to a teacher, then maybe you can't go to a dance? Or maybe you can't drink alcohol? Or maybe you can't come on a live and speak the truth about a government that is trying to extort teachers with a bill like this? What if it is that that can be considered unprofessional? Because a teacher should have brought these queries to the JTA and have the JTA speak up for that teacher. What if it is that they are going to be using your private life as the measure of what they consider the professional standard? The teachers who signed up for this madness, did you consider that? Are you saying that your life is so... what's the word? Alright, I'm getting a call. Allow me to stop something from disrupting my call. Alright, so now I'm saying, what if it is that these people will be using your personal life as a part of what they have in the measure of professional standards? Because they do, you know. One of the things that they have in what they have been circulating as a teacher appraisal document is that they have a right to go and talk with people in your community and speak about your character to see if you have good relations with the persons in your community. No, I purport that that is already wrong. Because a person's professional delivery should have nothing to do with a person's private life. Because to be a professional, you are supposed to put on your clothes, go to school when the time comes for school, and in all of the time that you're being paid there, then you should have your professional conduct in line with the standards of a professional. But when you leave your work and you go home, you have to take off your clothes and go be yourself. So if you like party, you should be allowed to go to your parties. If you drink, it's not illegal to consume alcohol in Jamaica. So you might even drink and drunk if you're so inclined. And that should not be used as a measure to say that you don't qualify as a teacher. Are we paying attention? Do you guys understand that this is law? Do you guys understand that this will affect the lives of persons who are even on board today? So regardless of what you might think and hold as your personal belief, you might be a Christian. You might think that every teacher that is employed in a school should be married. That might be your personal belief. A lot of persons alive today might agree with that. But I must tell you that internationally, you should not be persecuted for your religious beliefs. A person or a government has no right to step into your personal life and tell you that you have to go into the institution called marriage unless you are unfit to practice your profession. I shouldn't have to tell you that. You should know that. Let's continue. Let us continue after thinking about that fact. We are now at M. Conduct professional appraisals. I just told you guys about the new appraisal document and their job. They are to conduct it. Will they actually go to the schools to conduct it, or will they ask your senior teacher, your principal already at your school to conduct it? That part is still grey in my mind. So I'm not certain. But maybe the one person at the desk could leave on a particular day and go to an area and conduct a number of appraisals. But maybe this part requires more than one person sitting at a desk with that one computer. Good? So let's see if we can continue. Deal with discipline of registered teachers, licensed teachers, and instructors. So the same entity will take your money to register you. The same entity will come to appraise you. That same entity, if you're not doing something well, is the same entity that is going to bring the case against you. And it is the same entity that you are expected to appeal to. So it's the same entity that is judge, jury, and executioner. In law, in a legal document being tailored in 2025, no one can see the conflict of interest there. Let's continue. Oh, assess the entry qualifications required by teachers and instructors. Now, this one is just ridiculous, you know, because the Ministry of Education in Jamaica is the person currently in charge of that, you know. The ministry, I'll tell you what the ministry did to me. I graduated in 2007 with a diploma, only for the JTA and the Ministry of Education to eliminate that as a requirement, as the minimum requirement to be a teacher in Jamaica, and said it had to be a first degree. So after being qualified as a teacher, I had to go back to university in the night to get a first degree, simply because they changed that requirement. But now they're saying not the ministry will be doing it, the JTC. How often will that requirement change? Nobody knows. But here we have people signing up for that thing. Let's look at P. Consider and make recommendations to the ministry on matters relating to 1. The education, training, and career development of teachers, and whether subject to section 34, a person is a fit and proper person to teach. Should we go back to that phrase? A fit and proper person to teach? What constitutes a fit and proper person to teach? Isn't it the qualification? What about the Joint Board of Teacher Education? That council that had to verify the curriculums and the programs that all teachers were exposed to when they were in college and university? That council that gives the actual diplomas or degrees to the different teachers? Are we understanding what I'm saying? So let us look. Let us look further. Jamaica. So they must consider and make recommendations to the ministry about that training. And they must consider and make recommendations about 2, the supply of registered teachers and licensed teachers. So in other words, they are going to be telling the government how much registered teachers and licensed teachers we have available in Jamaica. Now look at this fact now, Jamaica. Let's look at this fact. Right now, with the standard of minimum qualification of a teacher being a first degree in education, our ministry, our government is employing persons who don't even go to college to be teachers at school. I personally know persons who have just some subjects, but because our teachers have been leaving Jamaica in droves, these persons are employed today, working in schools in Jamaica, being paid by the ministry some sums that I'm not even sure if I want to talk today on this live. The government of Jamaica paying people also $78,000 a month to work in your schools, knowing that these persons are unqualified, because that is cheaper for them to pay than the money of a person with a degree. But they also do it to hide the fact from Jamaicans that the teachers are leaving Jamaica in droves, and as a country, the brain drain has resulted in our classrooms not having qualified persons. But no, it is my fault and my problem to fix. So this government has to create an institution, a public body, to tax me. Because yes, I see the registration fee, the licensing fee, the fee for the fines, or I see it all as a form of indirect taxation. That this disgusting, disingenuous, dishonest government likes to do, so that they can be on public podiums talking about no new taxes while they are developing a framework to take money out of the pockets of teachers in Jamaica. Now here's what I'm saying. If this bill is to fix the problem of unqualified persons gaining employment in Jamaica, then how is it the Ministry of Education has persons in classes in Jamaica today with only subjects paying them $78,000 a month? Then the ministry and the government does not want to act to fix the problem that they are creating this public body to charge me to fix. They can't do it because we are suffering from brain drain. So with that said, I want every intelligent person in audience of my voice to think about it. Does this government really care about the education of your children, of our nation's children? If they know these facts, they know that teachers have been leaving in droves because of the uncomfortable working conditions in Jamaica. They know how many teachers just get the degree and leave. But they're in the media telling people about they don't have a brain drain problem, telling lies in the media that they have enough teachers to fill all the classrooms in Jamaica, while they're employing people who just have a couple CSC subjects to teach our nation's children. And they're telling me, an educated, qualified teacher, I have an honors degree, that charging me more money out of the meager salary that I already earn is what will improve Jamaica's education landscape. Let us go to Q. We soon reach S, and then we can talk some more and open some boxes. Q. Confer and collaborate with employers, registered teachers, licensed teachers, instructors, unions, and other persons with respect to the performance of the functions of the council. So apparently they're going to talk to some people like the JT and whoever else and say, are we doing a good job? Now again, the one person sitting around the one computer that has internet around the one desk could do this. Are we all there? One person, you know. Let's go further. Let's go further. Two. Sorry, where are we? I just read Q. So R, prepare a strategic plan and an annual business plan for the council. You see, for that part about business plan, I should go down to the funding of the council and show you guys that this council, to how much money they plan to extort from Jamaica's teachers. They have plans for real estate. They have plans for investment. They have plans for all kind of things, because this is extortion. This is robbing the teachers blind, robbing the teachers in front of the public's eyes while you're on podium talking about no new taxes. Jamaicans, all of us as Jamaicans are paying taxes to fund education. And we are allowing the Farmers Party, yes, that their name, you know. I want you guys to go and do the research. This JLP party is what was left of a colonial relic that was in operation in Jamaica when we were slaves. And this colonial relic working for the PSOJ is talking about free education, but they do not want to fund education with our tax dollars that should be funding education. They want to tax the teachers and take our money to say that our money is what should be used to stop Jeffrey Epstein from getting employment in Jamaica. That's what these people are doing in Jamaica. These people are legitimizing an entity to tax Jamaican teachers alone, you know, to fund the improvement of the education system. No, where am I? I want to reach to S before I say the next point. So I was prepared the strategic plan. Look at another folly that is in this thing. Perform any other functions conferred upon the council under this act or any other enactment. No, you see, even that part, what else the council going to be doing? How you know? How you sign up for that and you don't know what S is implying or insinuating? Jamaican teachers that have already signed up for this madness. In your wisdom, what does that mean? How can you sign a blank document? How can you sign a contract that you don't know the terms of? This is a law we are talking about, and the whole document is riddled with ambiguity. The whole document has so many things in it that no care how you read it, you can't really understand what that is going to mean. Now that I am at S, I think the 19 points have been covered that they claim are functions of this council. Again, I have proven one person can do it. Why couldn't the ministry have one person operating all of these functions to improve the education system? Why is it they need my money to stop Jeffrey Epstein from getting employment in Jamaica? If it is so good and such an improvement, how can they have a 2-year moratorium after they pass this foolishness into law? You see, I think all of their actions is a demonstration of their disrespect for Jamaican teachers. I think the teachers who signed up are giving them clear evidence of the fact that maybe we need to improve the body of persons that we have practicing or in teaching in our education system. Because as teachers, we should be teaching children that they do not sign blank contracts. We should be teaching them how to make informed, intelligent decisions. And we have thousands of teachers in Jamaica that have already signed on to this thing. It's not even a law. They still have a 2-year moratorium before it becomes law, but they signed up for it. Again, not bashing the teachers totally that signed up for it, even though they should accept their error. They should accept the folly in their actions. But I know that they signed up because they wanted that master teacher money. They wanted to improve their salary from the basic salary to the vice principal salary. But they should understand that's the scam. That's the scam to get them to sign up. So I am at S, and here I have a lot of persons watching. Thank everybody who is here. Let's look at some other things that they're saying. The council may. So these 19 things were the core functions of the council, you know. Now they're saying the council may. So again, all of what I'm going to read now, they don't need to do it, and they can still be saying they are functional. Are we all paying attention? The council may, with the approval of the ministry, be a member of a company, association, trust, or partnership. Everybody get that? You realize what that I say? That the council we are going to take all of our money can just choose to be a member of a company, an association, a trust, or a partnership with another company. I wonder how the money are going to go when they partner with another company and I use our money to buy assets in order to enrich themselves. Jamaica teachers read this thing and I think about this thing. See me come here now, me I read it for them. And me have got to tell Jamaica and the teacher them. Me have to go talk. You see, sometimes we don't go to even the DA meetings when these teachers should be there listening to the things that are coming, listening to the decisions that are pending in our profession. You see 3 teachers, 5 teachers. So again, you know, I might have to agree with the government that maybe something needs to be done to improve the intelligence of the people that we have teaching our children. But is it really charging me, taking my money out of my pocket that is already so meager, and that is what will fund this thing? That is what needs to improve education? Why couldn't it be that Andrew will go fund the government for this council with the money when claims they're not going to take out and pay, after increasing his pay to 20 million Jamaican dollars a year? Why not use the difference when claims them not take go fund this council? Why is the teachers' money they need to extort to fund this council? Huh? How will taking more money from the teachers' pockets help to improve education? How do you motivate children when we have our teachers can't afford to buy a good shoes, some of them not much as a car? Some of the teachers, look at it, when you're a teacher, you're making some basic salary, especially if you have a child or children, and you're taking care of them. And your students, see you're going to school, sometimes your booty will rub down, and you can't buy new shoes. But you are going to be the person that's supposed to stand in front of a class and motivate the students towards getting their education. You see, Mr. Clark, Nigel Clark, when he was doing this atrocity of increasing the politician's salary by 200 and 300%, you know what he said? He said they had to do it in order to encourage the best and the brightest minds to go into politics. Then I think I am going to be finished with this teaching profession and going straight into politics. Because Should all of us go into politics, how many politicians are we really going to have lead in this country? How many politicians does a country really need? We already have 63 members of parliament and 20 members of the Senate. And they're all getting almost millions of dollars every day, every month. But yet the teachers that could not get more than 24% increase in that same reclassification exercise, these teachers are the ones that should fund a brand new public body. These teachers are the ones who should fund this body. The politicians should fund this body. They came up with these ideas. They came up with this document. Why can't they be the ones who pay to fund this improvement in our education system? Is it because their children go to prep schools? Is it because Mr. Holness's children are going to school abroad? Could that be the reason? Is it that Jamaicans have to fund the education of Jamaicans? Is that the reason? What is the reason? How can taking money from the teachers improve the education system? Let us look at some more things that the council may do. So after going into public bodies and partnerships and spending our money or investing our money to enrich themselves, they can, here's what they can also do. With the approval of the ministry, they can enter into joint venture with any other person. You listening to that? Are you guys listening to that? They can enter into a joint venture with any other person. So that means the book people, the book publishers, they can do it. And on the point of book, I must make a point about intellectual property that they plan to steal from all of our teachers. Now, when you're a big teacher like me, we have much tune when we have a teach people picnic with the ball, dance and rhythm. You think I can sign up for a council like this? So that all of my songs become the property of the Jamaica Teaching Council? You see, people should look at these things with intelligence. But because I read it, all 99 pages, I am the problem. Let's look at some more things that the council may do. They may apply for it, obtain and hold, whether on behalf of the council or jointly with any other person, intellectual property rights. You guys heard that? So the teachers when they write those lovely poems, those introductory activities, the council can take it, give it to Kyle or Macmillan or any of the publishers that they have here partnering with and selling the parents' books. They can take your activities and your pictures and your poems and everything, put in it, it's their property. The council may assign or grant license in respect of those intellectual property rights referred to in paragraph C, with or without charge. You hear that? You hear that? I'm not like me, I tell people them in fake news, I read it. So they will take your intellectual property, use it to enrich themselves, and you don't make no money out of it. Let's go further. The council may produce or publish any document necessary to perform the functions of the council, charge for advertising in this document, and enter into agreement with any person or body to sell, lease, license, or otherwise deal with any document produced or published by the council. So now, we not say the money making thing. We not say no. We not say the money making thing. We not say enrich the PSOJ and the JLP gang will enrich themselves out of the pockets of teachers. But go further. The council may provide services to recognize associations of professionals working in schools to assist in the development or administration of the entry and practice standards for the professionals. Wanna pay attention, people? So right away, they can bring in a new thing. And they start telling us everybody in a school, every teacher, have to know first aid. So them go sign a contract with a school that teach first aid until we say we have to go to that school and go get qualification in the first aid before we can get registered and certified or licensed. Now pay attention. The council may charge fees for providing services. But Dana Morris dictated today in our post-cabinet press briefing, a talk say it going to be free to very little. But them have it plain in a black and white, so the council can charge fees for all the services for them providing, and refer any issue of equivalency or qualification to the relevant authority. Everybody say that? Look again. The council may, as the council thinks fit, give to any person or publish any advice relating to the functions of the council, carry out the commission research to inform the approach of the council towards performing the functions of the council, and publicize or assist in publicizing any material relating to the functions of the council. But they're not telling you how much master teacher they sign up. Everybody get that? Me tell you already, so they get thousands of teachers to sign up for this JTC thing, you know. But they not tell you how much actual master teachers the government are paying the vice principal money. That part of it be secret. Because it's a scam. It's a scam. The council shall perform the functions of the council in a manner which is, and then talk about these things, proportionate, accountable, and transparent. But they not telling you how much master teacher they have. Good? Consistent with any other principles which appears to be council or represent best regulatory practice. Now, we could have gone further, you know. We could have gone into more details, but not to join another time for that. Look where I want to go next. Look where I want to go next. I want to go way down to the bottom. Page 80. Give me just a minute. Read page 80, people. Read page 80. You guys can read. Not sure, let me put it in blue. Protection of the members of the council. So teachers, with this bill, teachers lose all protection, you know. Teachers can be fired at will by the council, you know, with this bill, you know. Teachers can be denied the license or a license revoked at the council's will, you know. But look what happens to the members of the council. No action, suit, prosecution, or other procedures shall be brought or initiated personally against any member of the council in respect to any act done. And the bona fide is a word that kind of means that them are going to say they mean that do it properly. They mean that try to do the right thing in persecution or execution or intended execution of the council's function under this act or any other enactment. So listen to what that means. Let me translate it and bring it down to your language. Let us say a member of the Jamaica Teaching Council take all a bribe from Jeffrey Epstein. Hopefully everybody know Jeffrey Epstein, you know. And when council member take a bribe from Jeffrey Epstein and pretend like them never know say Jeffrey Epstein a pedophile and then kind of man there, and give him a work, and Jeffrey Epstein get employed in a school near you, and then the people them here say Jeffrey Epstein got bookalize a boy or a girl or something like that. And the people start sharpen the machete and go look for justice. No action can be taken against the member of the council who sign up Jeffrey Epstein as a registered teacher or a licensed teacher in Jamaica. They don't know if you say this a madness then. Why the council, if you hold teachers accountable, not accountable? Somebody tell me in the chat, let me understand that, please. How the council, we're going to be the authority, we are charge teacher, take with license, give license, everything. How them ask on all responsibility when something happen? No, it goes so weird. Me don't understand that. How the person that can't get any blame for nothing and that them a collect everybody money? And them a do everything? No, I me want to see that. You see teachers, you have to do better. You have a lot of teachers, you know. Sometimes I talk to them even before. I'll tell you guys that even before this installment or update of this Jamaica Teaching Council bill, I printed the previous bill and I was driving with that bill in my car for months, trying to help teachers to understand that this has nothing that can prove or substantiate improvement of the education system. If we talk about the issues, the errors, the problems in our education system, the teachers would probably be the last topic that needs to come up. Where in this bill is it talking about the violence that children bring to school? Where in this bill is it talking about the lack of accountability of some parents in the actions that they develop in their children that they send to school? Where in this bill is it talking about the principals that are turning schools into their own business, their own party shop, and selling fence up the school and selling lunches and everything, and reducing the students' contact time, their learning hours. Now we are in this bill, you know. I know why though, because it's principals help to make this bill. Because the teachers keep voting for principals to represent them. So this bill speaks nothing about the principals who are disrespecting parents. The principals who are suspending students left, right, and center so that our high school students can't even finish high school just because maybe they grew their year. Are we paying attention to these facts? I started growing my hair in protest for that very thing because internationally it has been accepted. Obama signed the document in 2007 that indigenous people have rights to certain things, to stay the way how we look naturally. And we don't have to cut our hair to fit in anywhere. But you still have principals in 2025 suspending students for hair. Are we all paying attention? Can we go there? How will this bill taxing teachers improve education? They still have the part for teachers. The people who have qualification, all they're going to do is call them instructors or give them the special license. This bill will not stop even a pedophile from coming from some foreign territory and getting a special license to enter your school. In fact, this bill will not stop someone from coming into your school to teach as long as they say they're doing it for free. They know no see a money thing. Because all them have to do is pay money to JTC, you know, and get that special license, you know. But then they come to your school and they must not take no money. And right away a booger man can be in a school near you, even while this bill is in action. Then how will this bill improve education? This bill is a punitive mechanism developed by the Farmers Party of Jamaica. Yes, I stopped calling them the JLP because in their last 2 terms, they have demonstrated to me that they are the same Farmers Party that was here enslaving our people. But you have to know history to know that. You have to know your history to know that. You see, our teachers didn't all have to do history. If this bill said that they are requiring that all teachers do a certain level of Jamaican history or world history to gain entry into our profession, I would endorse it. That would improve our profession. Because teachers would understand some relics of the colonial era. Like the idea that you can't do anything about the law that the people who calling themselves government want to enact on you. You see how life go? People should understand that we, the people, have the right to decide what becomes law in our country. It's not the persons who were elected by maybe, look here now, I need to put this number in so you guys can pay attention to the political aspect of it. In our last general election, only 1/3 of the persons enumerated actually made their way to a polling center to cast a vote in our last election. In all, you know, I mean, all of the votes, you know, was 1/3 of the amount of people that could vote in the election. Because Jamaicans are not interested with the election because they don't see how it improves their life. So a lot of Jamaicans don't bother with it. I want to tell them that's not the answer. That's not the solution. But let's look at what happened. 1/3. So if 3 million people in Jamaica, 1/3 of 3 million is about 1 million. So 1 million people went out to vote. And of the 1 million people that went out to vote, most of the votes went to the green team, the green gang, the JLP, the relic of the Farmers Party of Jamaica. The relic of the slave masters, the PSOJ oligarchs that have been in control of Jamaica for years. They got the majority of the votes. It's first past the post. So because of that, they get to they have more of the seats in the parliament and senate. So that is what they realize that they won. They really won. So they can come now and instill all kind of things to change the framework of Jamaica. But the last time I checked, it's still a democracy. So no law that they make can be in contravention of the views of the nation. Is everybody there? Any parents here? I want the parents on my side. So let me use a verse for the parents. Parents, They're going to stand up for me now, please. Let me explain something to your parents. This bill will not improve education for your children. If anything, this bill will force more teachers to leave Jamaica. If anything, this bill will have our most qualified teachers leaving Jamaica for the greener pastures. This bill will have unqualified persons registering as instructors, getting special license to teach, and they'll be in front of your students in a class near you with maybe just 2 or 3 CXC subjects. And the government will employ them knowing that they are not professionally trained teachers, but they're filling up the numbers to make it look like they are doing their job of providing an education opportunity to all of the children in Jamaica. Parents, this bill will not improve education in Jamaica. If anything, it will be the death of education in Jamaica. If you are going to create a law that says you are going to lock up teachers, educated people that have been living on this island for years, that went to school, did the right thing, got their subjects, went to college, went to university, qualified themselves, and then you are going to come and extort them and say you're going to charge them if they don't pay the extortion? So look at it. There are many things I disagree with this bill. I disagree with in this bill. And I'm here because it's a democracy. Look at what I'm saying now. I am willing to make some concessions. So for all the persons, all the great members of the Green Gang who think that I am politically motivated to come and make this video, look at how far I'm coming to meet you, because this is a democracy and we should figure out how to live here in harmony. Look at how far I'm going to go to meet you. I am willing to give up everything and accept this bill as long as you are willing to make a couple of concessions. For one, you fund it. Have the politicians fund it. It should not be costing the teachers. And I'll be willing to do the registration, get the police record, all of that. As long as when I go for all of these things, it's free. I should not pay a dime. I already paid to fund my education. I already paid for my qualification. So that's one. And two, my intellectual property is mine. That's it. Can you guys meet me there? Could you meet me there? All of the persons who think this will improve our education system, can you meet me there? The government of Jamaica, this JLP gang, will not be willing to meet me there. Because this is not about improving education in Jamaica. It is about indirect taxation. It's about making money off the backs of Jamaica's teachers. That's it. That's it. Anybody who wants to say something, comment. I see in the comments in the chat. I'm going to turn it into a multi-guest live, and I think I have maybe 5 minutes that we can talk, or maybe 10 minutes that we can talk and see if we wrap up this conversation. So you guys can just press request now. I think you should see the request button if you want to say something. I know that there are many teachers watching from the For You portion because you're afraid. I need to say something to those teachers too. Fear cannot lead to anything better for you. In one chat room that I was earlier with some teachers, one of them said that she's not doing anything, she put it in God, she's leaving it in God's hands. I have never seen God come down on earth to help anybody suffering on earth. God says he helps those who help themselves. Faith without work is dead. If you are too afraid to come and defend your position on this bill, then maybe you are not the best fit person to be teaching our children. Time will come when our children need to stand up against atrocities. I don't know which atrocities, but this is an example of an atrocity against teachers. And as an educated group of people, we should be demonstrating to our students the way you reject an authoritarian government policy that seeks to extort teachers. In unity, we should reject this bill. I read the bill, I read the functions. No, so now when people were talking about it, they don't know what problems people have or whatever, I've communicated those issues. I'm not saying Jeffrey Epstein should get employment in Jamaica. I am for eradicating all the pedos out of the system. I'm for that. In fact, I think you catch somebody doing something like that in Jamaica, you should lock them up. You have legislative powers. Make the law so that if somebody goes into a school and does something like that to any child, they should go into a prison and never see the light of day. Good. And maybe we just bring in back the maximum sentence and take off the head of the gallows. And that's my position on that matter. But on this bill, I reject it for the fact that it is extortion of Jamaica's teachers. Yes, Butcher, I agree. I agree, Butcher Mafia. I agree with that part. But again, we're keeping it at that level. Because you know the teachers like to be a prim and proper. I might be the worst example of a teacher in Jamaica, you know. You must be here. The mindset that I have never been indoctrinated. I was educated by our system, not indoctrinated. So there are many things that persons consider professional that I can see beyond. But when it comes to the facts, when it comes to reading with understanding, making wise decisions, intelligent decisions, that's my ballpark. That is where I thrive. So teachers, again, here's what I suggest. You guys have some casual days. I am certain you guys have more casual days left than I do. Take your casual days. Stage a sick out. All of you. Go to your doctor, tell him you're sick. This system is sickening. Your mental health is already troubled by this document. Go to your doctor. Talk to your doctor about it and let's stage a sick out. Let's start now. Let's have half of Jamaica's teachers not turning up tomorrow. Let's have all of Jamaica's teachers not turning up Friday. It's your right. Nobody can stop you from feeling ill. No, you don't even need a sick leave then. As I said, you probably have more casual days left than I do. Take a casual day tomorrow. Start it tomorrow. Help these people understand that it's not just politicians are the best and brightest in Jamaica. It's because some of us don't like lying while we came into a truthful profession. Because teachers can't lie about what you're teaching. Teachers have to be truthful. But people like Nigel Clark and Andrew Honest can be lying on platforms about no new taxes while they are taxing teachers. So that might be the reason why the best and brightest of us did not turn to politics. And they need to understand that. Teachers, you need to demonstrate your intelligence. Let us see how many teachers report sick tomorrow. You can do it. You should do it. I have read the points. So if you don't know the points of issues, if you thought the ones of us who were expressing our discontent with this bill were just being mischievous, now you know. Now you understand. I did not leave it to you to go and read the 99 pages. I did it for you. I'll be posting this video on TikTok and other social media platforms. This government is a band of thieves. Mr. Holness has the Integrity Commission in court now because you know nobody are watching money. Same words, not my words, He said them bad mind. Yeah, aromatic. I work on improving the quality. It might be my voice because I've been here talking, ranting for days now. Good? So I am saying this government administration is a band of thieves. So Mr. Holness has the Integrity Commission in court because they're asking questions about his money and how he got so rich. And while he's doing that, he has the nerve, the unmitigated gall of making this bill to tax teachers and telling people that it is what Jamaica's education system needs in order for it to improve and give better results to the students. That's it. I think I rest my case. I don't see anybody inviting or asking to come out. But I am saying, people, sick out tomorrow. Please. I'm not going to school tomorrow. I'm not going Friday either. This is what you guys do tomorrow. I might just go Friday. Again, when the bill comes into law, if it does come into law, there'll be a 2-year moratorium. So I still have 2 more years to plan my exit. I do repairs. Saturday I fixed my first washing machine. I've been fixing computers for years, phones, tablets. I have been planning a way out. But I'm saying, it shouldn't be like this. It shouldn't be like this. If I leave this education system, I should be allowed to teach a young man somewhere how to fix a phone, how to fix a computer. And I should be allowed to charge him something for my time. And I should not be exploited to do it. I should not have to pay to do it. The police officers, please, when you come lock me up, I won't resist you. But understand that I will not stop teaching. So when you come lock me up for the 1 year for teaching without a license, I will be teaching in jail. I will be teaching the jailers everything that I can to change this system. It might not be for the better, because if you're in jail, you might want to teach a different some different subjects. Good? So if I've been trying to be good for so long in my life in this country, and this government is going to tailor a document to make me into a criminal, then I might just ride that road all the way to the end of it. Good? Now I'm saying, teachers, please don't let it come to that. Show me that Jamaica has better to offer. Show me that our teachers are brighter than this. A sick out tomorrow would make my year. Let me hear on the news that teachers did not show up for work. Again, we don't need to object to all of this bill. I'm not saying all of this bill is wrong. I'm saying figure out how we are going to fund this entire council. Don't charge the teachers. That's it. That's one. The other one is the intellectual property part for me. Because as a teacher, I am a dynamic, engaging, interactive teacher. Me have tune like, me have a tune I go release. I want to see some of, or one of the tune I'm already. And me have tune like, give me the synonyms, and me say, give me the synonyms, different word, see a meaning. Me can't give me intellectual property to JTC. So 2 points. Good? 2 points. No money from the teachers, not even a dollar, no needed to stop pedophiles from entering the profession. Good? We already have paid clerk of court. So every time somebody is convicted as a pedophile, the clerk of court email the document to the ministry, to the JTC. Good? The teachers will register, get their license, no money at all. Not even a dollar. Teachers not for pay for this improvement in our education system. That is it. How me sound? JTA, what want to say? JTA. They call it money, you know. But see, because you only interested in a food 1%, you try to let you the government fit for anything them say, you know. And I am saying, do better. Because I'm not going to tomorrow. And see me here encourage all the Jamaica's teachers for not go neither. I mean, now go Friday. If the teacher not go tomorrow, me not go tomorrow. Me not go Friday. Me want to hear what go on. Me want to hear the update on the bill. Me want to hear say we not have to pay no money. And when me hear that, then everything can go back to normal. Me will sign up for me be first. To sign up for JDC as long as they not cost the teacher them a dollar. When you don't not pay me. So stop it. No extortion. Leg off I teacher them pocket. Please and thanks in Jesus' name. Everybody, thanks for being here. Thanks for come. Really appreciate it. Thanks for the audience. I'm going to send out the video now. When you see the video, repost, share. Make all of the teachers them see tonight. No say, sick out we are use. Sick out easy. When you say strike, you have to understand enough of the teacher them afraid. So because they're afraid, them don't want to stand up now with no placard for no news team or something. Come see them, principal them come victimize them. So I put the teachers in another position there. Me I tell you no teachers, me I know no president, you know. Me Gambobi and I must 43 people vote for me. Good. So me never get the day presidency if you don't want to go here. Fine, no vote for me. Just listen to me I say now. Sick out tomorrow. Sick out easier. Just no go. Just no go. You're sick. Your mental health was troubled by all of these developments in our education system. Go to your doctor and see if mental health and sickness are health too. If you're mentally not sound, then you're sick. Sick out tomorrow. Sick out Thursday. And make we hear what go on by Monday. I'll show the power in our unity. Thanks everybody. Everybody will support the live. Everybody will be here. Need to log out now. Really appreciate your ears and your attention. So, thanks again.